like what we're going to talk about right now is, and this is spoilers for anybody who's watching. We're going to talk about some iconic scenes. How iconic. Some iconic scenes from anime. Did these scenes make the show? Or if you remove them, will they break the show? What's some iconic scenes y'all seen in the anime? Like, you know what? This will forever be cemented in the anime, and this is what made this anime dope.
I got one for you right now. It's a pop looking at me. It's Vicious versus Spike in the church scene. Spike has the gun pointing at Vicious. Vicious has the sword at his chest. Iconic shot. It kind of like you finally get to see these two go at it after so much like back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
It makes the show. Without this, you still kind of you'll miss that evil versus good. Like you'll kind of miss Spike's character arc right there. Like that. Finally, we get this what we've been building up to. So I think if you take that out, it'll be a lot more back and forth. Because if you know Cowboy Bebop, you know how it ends. And I think like this part like sets in motion like the ending of Cowboy Bebop.
Is it an iconic scene though? Is it a scene that will make or break?
It's a pop.
Or is it iconic? And or they have the pop moment of that?
Yeah, it's a pop moment. It's so iconic.
Oh damn, that's what's up. Because I was thinking like if they displayed that scene like a clip it from that scene, would it be like somebody be like, oh, somebody will remember like, oh yeah, that scene, yeah.
Yes,
you're right.
It's like that. It's literally a pop moment for that reason because the whole build up of Cowboy Bebop, the first 12 episodes are like back and forth, and you kind of get touches of Spike's past, and then you finally get to see them two in action. And like Spike's that man with the gun, and Vicious is that guy with a sword. So like this to see them, it makes it.
That's a good
build up makes
it. What about you, Austin?
Shoot, there's a lot. There's so many. I guess I would go with a recent new one and then a classic one. So a recent new one I think is going to be Attack on Titans. Attack on Titan, the first episode where the Colossus Titan is climbing over the wall with that face that has been memed to death. I think everybody has made a meme of it, but I think it's very iconic because it sets in motion not only the story, but it paints a picture at just excuse the pun, the colossal amount of like danger,
the sheer amount
of danger that these characters are in, and how big the journey is that's ahead of them that they have to now cross. The challenge that's in front of them is by all means enormous. So
it's probably
it
top
says a
three
lot
most memorable. Like even thinking back of Attack on Titan now, like that first you get them playing together as kids, and then you get them looking back and you see that shit coming over the wall. You're like, what the fuck? All hell breaks loose. Mom's getting eaten left and right.
Yep. He hits the wall so hard you see that one lady holding the baby just like it's a hurricane, like just
she
taking people away.
Like,
it's
So what's your second one?
My second one, I would have to say Ghost in the Shell. The moment where Sugaragi looks back after she jumps off the wall and she turns after assassinating these guys and turns invisible by waving her hand in front of her face.
I've seen that scene.
Yeah, I mean that is. I mean, you know what? From that era, I think there's so many. I mean, Akira, the bike slide. I think the bike slide from Akira has been referenced in almost every version of animated media. Like I think even in Western media, like there's always a reference.
Yeah, live action. Yeah,
live action too, everywhere. But yeah, I think it goes to show that one's sick because
that just scene was like all hand drawn too, bro. Like,
yeah.
Damn. So I guess I would have to.
You haven't seen it, huh?
No, I haven't.
You haven't seen it?
I said that. I think I said that.
Oh yeah. Have you seen the original Ghost in the Shell?
Back in the day.
Back in the day?
A long time. Yeah, a long time ago. Clip, and it was only like clippets of it, what I could get off of downloading into Real Player. That's how long ago that was. Y'all remember Real Player?
Yeah.
No, I think for me, I guess I'll keep it mainstream, right? I want to keep it Y'all guys went deep in the anime vault with Cowboy Bebop and Ghost in the Shell. I think two iconic scenes in my head when it comes to anime is probably first time you see Goku go Super Saiyan. I think that will always be up there.
Yep.
As a kid seeing that for the first time. I mean, it really have to, and people that's listening is obviously around our age, but express to the new age anime fans how dope it was to see that for the first time on TV. Like, new episode, this is a new episode. That was crazy as a kid to see, because you've seen all the pictures. Obviously in America, we get everything late, but you've seen like all this SSJ, SSJ2, SSJ3, all the way to SSJ6, right? Like, you see all these pictures from Japan. You can't wait for that moment in the show and to see Goku.
How many episodes was that fight that lead up for him to go Super Saiyan?
I think it's the longest. I think it was the for Goku versus Frieza, the longest fight. I think it's like 11 straight minutes in anime history, or second longest fight, or something like that. It's like 11 straight minutes.
Have people really screaming Super Saiyan in real life?
Right.
I don't think there's ever been a moment like the Naruto run. That's probably like iconic, but like no one's like, I'm going Sage mode.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. In that power up, you could tell it was so popular because I think I was in elementary school at the time, but it was all what people talked about. Boys and even the girls got into it too. They were like, I don't know what it is, but apparently every person in the universe is talking about this. I'm gonna jump in.
I know, I was tuned in, and I definitely was watching it, trying to draw the hair.
Yep.
Right. Trace that. I had a little TV. I tried to trace it. I paused it, try to trace this shit. I mean, that and I want to say this is an iconic scene. You have to be a real, I don't want to say a real fan, but another mainstream one right here was when Pikachu saw Ash turned into stone in Pokemon movie. Mm-hmm. When Mewtwo turned into stone, and he was like, went over there to try to wake him up. I think that, even though I don't think that would have that made the movie, I think it would have. I don't think it would have broke the movie if it wasn't in it. I think Goku turning Super Saiyan right there obviously made that series as popular, more popular than what it was. So I think Goku turning Super Saiyan for the first time, and in Pokemon the first movie, Ash turning into stone and Pikachu seeing him.
You think anything recently, last 4 or 5 years, has been able to match that DBZ?
Wow.
I can only think of My Hero. It's not to this extent, but like Plus Ultra, when All Might like finally beats up on All For One. He's like standing there like this. I know for a lot of like My Hero heads, like that scene was like super iconic for them, because like it was one, he kind of defeat this guy, but also this is like his passing of the torch moment to Deku. He's like, I don't got enough power to do this shit ever again. He like says his whole speech, and everyone's like, oh my god, all my like, yes, but he's speaking to Deku, saying like it's your time now. Like I won't ever be able to do this again. So like I could see that as like for this group.
I think maybe One Piece Gear 5 was hyped up to that moment, but honestly, a lot of people kind of felt disappointed by it. But I think it was the only other thing that was hyped up to the extreme of the original Super Saiyan, because that's all what people were talking about. Gear 5. It crashed the internet. It crashed the internet.
It did, but I think this is probably up there, and you had to be in the theater to see it. When Vegeta went Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan for the first time, when in the Resurrection F movie, when everybody was able to see him go blue for the first time, that crowd reaction in that movie theater was crazy when Vegeta did that. All the Vegeta heads in the Dragon Ball Z fans. So I think Vegeta going Super Saiyan blue for the first time, and then the Gear. Don't get me wrong, the Gear 5 it broke the internet, but I think not seeing it in person is almost to the same extent of like Ultra Ego Vegeta. Like you had like you see Ultra Ego, you see the purple hair Vegeta, and you see Gear 5. Like you didn't see it in person.
I think if we would have got that Gear 5 back then, like, we didn't have the internet reactions. We didn't have that. We had to be right there for that exact moment.
Right, and be in the movie theater and see it live action. Had to be crazy.
You know another one. There's another couple out there too. I mean, Macross, that final fight scene with Min May is singing the
that
song.
That might be for you, dog. I don't know.
Thing. Yeah. That's the older trunk. But but also the song though, the song's iconic. But Full Metal Alchemist. I think Full Metal Alchemist, when they did the first transfusion to kids, everything must be given up equivalent exchange. To receive something, you must give something in exchange.
That's so bad. That's next on the sleeve.
Like that, like there was kids in chemistry class. Like when the teacher was like, "Does anybody understand chemistry?" The first kid was like, "Equivalent exchange."
Nah, dog. Most iconic moment of that show is when dude turns his daughter. He's trying to like for what he was doing, but he ends up turning his daughter in.
Yep.
Like, wait, where is she? Yeah, bro, that shit. I like ripped the heart out of me. Like I wasn't even a dad then, but I felt that shit like that.
Death Note, Light Yagi, right? When he was doing his whole monologue about him becoming a god, right? He was like, "I will become the new god in this world," and he takes a bite of a potato chip and writes down all the names of the thieves and the murderers and all of them. Just bah, bah, bah. And that whole monologue, we realize he's never coming back. He's gone.
Yeah, bro.
But is that now? There's a difference between a dope scene and an iconic scene. Is that an iconic scene? And I never seen Death Note.
I would say.
I think for Death Note, because that's the moment where he finally loses control.
Yeah, it is the pivotal moment of the show. If you remove that
score to the music,
and the score, the whole thing,
and of course, us being a Gunpla podcast as well, not just Gundam and Gunpla, also anime, but we're going to include some Gundam and Gunpla in this as well. What is iconic Gundam scene?
Endless Waltz, Wing Zero, double barrel, blowing the hole through the base.
I think that might be number one. Be number one. The last shot. What about the last shot from the RX versus Xeon, the original one?
Probably the most iconic. Yeah, because I mean, there's statues of that thing everywhere.
Yeah. I don't know. Let us know in the comments below. What is the most iconic Gundam scene? I might have to give it to the Wing Zero, but that's just me being biased. I think that original shot. I mean, there's manhole covers of it. There's statues. Manhole cover. God damn.
Yeah. So in Japan, they make these Gundam manhole covers. It's kind of like a tradition. So all around Japan, there's different manhole covers of different scenes of Gundam and stuff like that on them. Which is like and people go around taking pictures, like collecting the pictures.
Have to go to Japan, dog.
Me too. We all three of us gotta go. We gotta go.
We have together.
We can carpool. We'll just drive across the ocean.
For real, have a car. You don't have to have a Lamborghini. Yeah, man, Lamborghini.
Well, let us know in the comments, people. What is y'all most iconic scenes, and what is the most iconic scene in Gundam? I think for sure it's like the LeBron versus Jordan debate.
Or Easy 8, not Easy 8. The Zaku on top of the goof on top of the gun tank.
Ooh,
there's statues of that shit too. Like that scene.
That is. Yeah, it is. Ooh. And with the blood, I mean, with the oil shooting up. Ooh.
I know the Zeta Gundam, when he does his first transformation and he has the pose, or the double Zeta. I'm sorry, the double Zeta when he has the pose, right?
Sure, it is. Every series got at least one. Barbados dropping out the air, season 2.
Yeah.
Yep. And then the original Zeta when he spreads open his arms to absorb all the new type powers right before he destroys the O. Yeah.
Could the most one of the Char's counterattack? The Axis drop?
When the ARC 78's pushing against Axis.
Yeah. The new gun is pushing against Axis.
ARC 93.
Yeah. Pushing against the Axis, that's That scene's been referenced a lot though, so it's
Yeah.
kind of like it made its way to be iconic if it was.
Do you know what scene just I keep thinking about every time you say that movie though? The only scene I keep thinking about is the '93 just punching the shit out of this Sosby. Like they're run out of bullets. There's no funnels. There's machine guns. We're just
Like the wrong proportion.
pacifism. We're gonna fight for pacifism.
Buffet. That's buffet every
Well, that's
time.
what's up, man. This is the holdover. This is going to hold y'all over until we drop the newest episode of the Undergated podcast every Wednesday. Make sure you check us out, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Again, the holdover we drop Saturday and Sunday. Hope y'all enjoy the weekend at CD, Austin. I'm Coop. Till next time. Peace.